things in Canada she can't live without anymore. Really curious to see what kind of things these are. See what kind of Canadian things you can no longer live without. Before we do get into this, appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. And let's see what we got.
It's been 6 years since I moved to Canada.
6 years?
And while celebrating, here's something I realized.
Okay.
I'm living a life that I couldn't have even imagined while living in Russia.
Nice.
So in this video, I will share 7 things I can't live without since moving to Canada.
Okay.
Before I begin, I want to ask you, is there one smell that you associate with Canada, and what would it be? For me?
What smell? That's the thing you're at. What smell do you associate with Canada? Wait, what smell would I associate with the UK? Damp. I'm not even kidding, bro. Damp.
Is detergent, and I'll tell you why in just a bit.
Wait, what? Are Canadians like very obsessive clothes cleaners? Like everyone just smelling like detergent? What's going on?
I'd like to begin by saying this. Life in Canada is just easy.
Right.
Take doorstep delivery. It actually arrives, and it arrives on time. Then there are pharmacy refill.
Okay, listen. So in the UK, we do have doorstep delivery, and it's really, really quick, especially with Amazon. But hey, God forbid you get a DPD delivery. I don't know if you guys have DPD over there, but man, they literally throw the parcels like it's a basketball in the back of the van. Like, honestly, good luck for it not being smashed. See this parcel right here? Came from DPD. It's a PC that was getting repaired. Mate, it came back broke. I'm going to have to send it back to the people because I don't know what they was doing with it, but all the glass is broke.
Reminders. When I received such a text for the first time, I didn't believe it. I thought it was a scam message.
Right.
And don't even get me started on grocery delivery.
Okay, good.
In Russia, services like that just don't exist, or at least not where I lived. So if you had a package delivered, you would have to go to a local pickup facility, bring your passport, wait in the line with dozens of other people eager to get their packages too. Wait,
so this is what's like in Russia and this is for every parcel? Oh, I'd be screwed. I order things every day from Amazon. I'd be a daily visitor here. That'd be a nightmare.
And pray it didn't get lost or stolen or damaged.
Yikes.
Leaving packages at the door is unheard of in my home country. If you did that, they just disappear in no time. So you're what?
Wait, yeah, so in Russia, they can't be doing no delivery at the door because there won't be any delivery. Okay, crazy.
In this video now, and you probably doom scrolled Instagram earlier today, Googled something, maybe chatted with your friends on Facebook Messenger, or found an interesting job opening on LinkedIn last month. These simple things are something that I will never take for granted. Because my friends and family cannot legally access YouTube, Google, Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. These platforms are restricted. Internet.
Wait, I didn't know it was restricted in Russia. Under the sovereign internet law, a user in Russia tries to connect to a website abroad, but the Russian government Oh my, I did not know that.
In general is very restricted in Russia.
Wow.
Many websites aren't just blocked there.
Like, I knew it was blocked in places like North Korea and China, but I didn't know it was Russia as well.
But they are also considered an extremist organizations by the government.
Then again, I'm not surprised.
In the worst case, you could get arrested for simply being caught using one of these platforms.
What?
These laws affect everything from how Russians consume news to sharing personal things like photos or blog posts. In Canada, I can browse freely, watch anything, and access information without any restrictions.
Yep.
Another convenience I've grown accustomed to in Canada is voicemail. It's not popular or widespread in Russia, but here voicemail service is provided by mobile operators by default. This simple feature has become an invaluable...
Okay, yeah, so this video, she's obviously basing on her personal experiences. So far, the things in this video we have here in the UK as well. So, but we got a while in this video, so there's probably going to be things that pop up where I'm going to be like, okay, yeah, we don't have that here.
Tool for me. Now I can skip picking up my phone if I don't recognize a phone number, and it will go straight to voicemail. This way, I can filter out a lot of scam calls.
Oh,
Scammers usually don't leave voice messages. Now, in Russia, this is my main ID. This is my Russian passport. Then there is this passport for international travel.
Okay.
This is where I would stamp my visas, and I would need it when traveling abroad.
Right.
So this is what I have to carry with me
crucial
all the
for
time
traveling.
in Russia. Russian passport is practically the only legit piece of ID back home. So we have to carry this document when we want to use government services.
Right, yeah, so in the UK, we have the passport for ID and you can use it, but we just use our driving license.
Pick up mail,
As our ID.
visit a clinic, go to the bank, or even walk down the street where a policeman might stop you for a random check.
Oh,
It's
really?
just a routine part of life. When I got
Okay.
to Canada, I learned that I could have this. It's my driver's license, and I can use it as my ID. I didn't
Right,
believe it at
yeah.
first. It's just a plastic card compared to this
So
book.
much better.
I was shocked by how much higher the level of trust is here. And it's just that, it's a piece of plastic that I can carry in my pocket, and I don't have to carry a purse to fit this book.
To be fair though, right, you know, as like we use driving license for ID, well, you see it on the movies, you see it on shows, you even might know people that did it, right? People do use other people's driving license to underage drink. So it's a little bit harder to get away with a passport, I assume. So yeah, that is probably, you know, what people might see the negative side of things. But other than that, the driver's license is perfect, man.
In. Moreover, here, even if I forget my ID, sometimes just showing a picture of it on my phone is enough.
No way.
That would never fly in Russia.
Wait. Okay, see, this is what I've been waiting for. Something different to Canada than the UK. You guys could just show a picture on your phone of the ID? No, that's crazy, because that could be edited. I tried doing that before, and it was like, nah, who do you think I am? I was like, come on, man, it's my ID. It looks like me. It's like, nah, go get your actual one.
If you
Don't
go
work
to a
here.
clinic in Russia and there is a line, you check to make sure you have your documents with you first.
Right.
Then you join the line. Because if you forget something, you'll be asked to leave and come back with everything. No exceptions and no jump in the line.
Right.
Now let's talk about the police. This might be a controversial topic for some of you, but the police in Canada are actually cool.
Cool.
Or at least you can trust the police. I've had several
Okay.
interactions with police officers here in the last 6 years, and they are generally very polite,
Nice.
inquisitive, calm, and they generally want to help you.
That's cool.
They don't threaten you, they are on your side. Well, unless you are aggressive or disrespectful to them from the start.
So pretty much like UK police then, because UK police, they're chill, they're calm. I've actually seen UK police go to arrest somebody, and then the person was like, the police was waiting for the person to come down, like downstairs. They just let him do whatever he wants to do. He was getting arrested. He needed to get some clothes or so. I don't know, bro. And then the police was downstairs, and then they started having a cup of tea. They start having a cup of tea downstairs drinking whilst waiting to arrest someone. Like, bro, they're so chill.
In Russia, it feels like the police are really there to protect the state from the people.
Right.
It feels like they are constantly suspicious and aggressive by default.
Oh, really?
They're looking for a reason to stop you and find a reason to detain or fine you.
Wow.
Many Russians I know would want to cross the street at the first sight of a policeman. And if
What,
you
they got
are
a rota?
stopped, sometimes the only way to walk away without a hassle is, well, let's just say you can't put a thank you in your pocket.
Wait, you can bribe the police in Russia? You can... What? Then again, I'm not surprised again.
I'm not saying that corruption in Canada doesn't exist. It does, but on a much deeper and less obvious level that 99% of us would never even face.
Right.
And this sense of security and value of personal rights and freedoms in Canada is something I really appreciate. Just having that removes so much stress from my daily life. As long as I don't break any law, I can focus on my life without looking over my shoulder. Speaking of which, here's how safe I think Canada really is.
Oh, I've heard Canada is very, very, very safe. Like, I've seen some of the rankings, and yeah, you guys are doing well.
Walking around the infamous Moss Park or near injection sites at night in Toronto feels like a walk in a literal park compared to what I had to go through in Russia on a daily basis.
Right.
I kid you not, Every Russian girl from a very young age is taught how to defend herself or avoid situations like walking alone in the street after dark or entering an apartment building when someone's following you. Because if someone is following you, there is a 50-50% chance that person is a maniac. On top of
mate, that's a very high percentage. If somebody's walking behind you, there's a 50-50% chance they're a maniac. That's a very, very high percent.
That many of those apartment building halls and entrances are dimly lit, if at all, because they are so old, so these places become prime spots for crime.
This is a nightmare. This is a nightmare.
Now, after 6 years in Canada, I've almost forgotten what it's like to constantly look over my shoulder when I walk alone. I don't
see, like, I'm glad that, like, you know, it's good for you guys that Canada's super safe. The UK, right? Like, yeah, I feel safe in the UK, but like, it's getting worse and worse and worse by the years. Like, I live in a big city, so I live in Birmingham, and yeah, like, whenever I go out, like, especially to the city, you kind of have to have your wits about you, because like, well, you just never know what's gonna happen. Like, there's stabbings all the time, there's theft all the time, like, so yeah, like, yeah, it's not really that safe, really, because you are on, like, lookout, kind of. You have to have, you know, you can't just be an idiot.
I have to hide my phone or clutch my wallet when using public transit.
Oh yeah, in London, don't be having your phone out in London. Do you know how many phones a day get stolen in London? Yeah, don't be having. Listen, if you ever go to London, don't be walking around like this. Don't be walking around like this. You're gonna get robbed.
The trust level and community here are so tight. People look after each other. They greet each other with a smile by default, as opposed to a tense, suspicious stare. I will never take this for granted, and I hope you won't either. The respect for the law in Canada creates a sense of order and safety. People stop at red lights even if there are no cars around. They wait in lines patiently, respecting personal space, and generally rules are followed because they make life easier for everyone.
For sure.
And that respect also extends to consumer rights.
Don't get me started on consumer rights. We could be here for years. You see that parcel right there? The PC that broke? I've had a nightmare of a month with it. So I bought a PC. Long story short, I bought a PC. The parts are broken in it. Not my fault, their fault. It's under warranty. It took me ages to get it repaired by them. They then took it in. They tried refusing and blaming me. Oh, it's been a nightmare. Basically, like, they genuinely just didn't care at all. Like, that it was under warranty and whatnot. They just want to decline, reject, and not get it, you know, not repair it for me. The only reason why I feel like they genuinely have repaired it, and it's still broken, I need to send it back. But the only reason why I actually think they did repair it was because I was posting on social media about them. I was getting you guys, like, I wasn't posting it on my YouTube, but I was getting some people, you know, a lot of people to, like, you know, retweet it and stuff like that and share it about. And so that is honestly the only reason why I actually think they repaired it. Otherwise, I think they just would have just rejected it. And it was under warranty. So consumer rights, yeah.
If a coffee machine I've just bought is broken or defective, I can return it. No questions asked. In Russia, getting a refund is like an interrogation with a lot of bureaucracy involved. And there is
Okay, all in all, the UK consumer rights is pretty good. I've just had a bad situation with that. But like things like Amazon and in-store and that, you're not really going to have a problem returning.
Always a chance your return cannot be accepted. Speaking of customer service, Russian customer service is something special. This is the face that greets you when you need help.
Okay.
And this is the face they make when you ask a question.
That's so much like the UK. Bro, why is Europe like this? Bro, the UK, I'm telling you right now, right? If you ask somebody in the UK for help, they will look at you like you're bothering them. They're meant to be there to help. You know what I'm saying?
And this is the face you see at the grocery checkout. Well, you get the point. You need thick skin. Customer service in Russia, or even interactions with strangers, isn't exactly known for smiles and politeness. You
Okay.
get in, get what you need,
Yep.
and leave.
Yep.
No small talk, no extra effort to accommodate you. If you forget something, well, joke's on you. You'll be told to leave and come back prepared. I remember
Mad.
getting my driver's license back home. It was a nightmare. I had to visit
Okay,
the
listen. I don't want you guys to go to the UK thinking it's that bad. Okay, customer service is bad, right? I assume it's worse than Canada. It's definitely worse than America. But like, as bad as Russia, it's not as bad as Russia. Like, you will get small talk here and there, but like, believe me, they just, the workers in the UK just don't feel, like, seem like they want to be there at all.
traffic police office multiple times, go through endless steps, collect a pile of documents, carry them everywhere with me, and wait in long lines.
Right.
When the day to finally get my license came, I had to wait in a 2-hour line because there were too many people and the reception window was closed for lunch for at least an hour.
What? They need more staff. Damn, bro.
The AC in the lobby was blasting cold air that day. I was cold and uncomfortable and wanted to ask if anyone could turn it down, but instead I
No
got
one's
that
there.
face, and I ended up catching a cold as a result. In Canada, it was a completely different experience. I booked my appointment online, showed up and was out in 15 minutes. My license arrived in my mailbox a few days later. Getting official documents...
Oh, you know what? I had a bit of a nightmare issue in the UK with my license. I went there and I went to like do it there and they just didn't want to do it there. Even though they do it for people at the post office. And I went there and I was like, you guys literally offer the service of helping me do the license. I want that service. She went, we're not doing it today. I was like, what's wrong with today? She was like, no, it's too early. It was midday. I was so good. I was like, when do you do it? She was like, just take the letters and go and do it yourself. I was like, what? Like, I was so they just didn't want to do it.
Delivered by mail, that's unthinkable in Russia. I know some people in Canada complain that their documents can get lost in mail, so some choose to collect them in person.
Right.
And if you think that's inconvenient, well, remember my story of what it's like to get your license in Russia and relax. I know it feels like I'm trashing my home country, which I'm not.
Yeah, you're
I'm
just
painting
comparing.
the contrast between two different countries and ways of living. And
Right.
believe me, there are things that Russia does better, and I miss those. But that's a
Okay.
topic for a separate video. Let me know if you'd like to see it. I know things have been changing in Russia, and now some government services can be done online. But even then, it often leads to the same old process. At some point, you still have to print a bunch of papers and go wait in the line.
Right.
Ironically, as I was writing this story, I decided to visit the Russian Federal Tax Service website to check if tax returns could be filed online. And guess what? The website isn't working.
Hey, wait. If the website don't work, does that mean you don't have to do your taxes over there? You know what I'm saying? What if you're unable to walk? You know what I mean? What if you can't walk?
Convenience and the lack of bureaucracy, variety is something I
Ooh,
never
yeah, I bet
take
it's
for
good.
granted in Canada.
I bet it's good in
grew up
Canada.
in a post-Soviet era, when the Iron Curtain had just collapsed and we were still living with the remnants of a centralized economy. Choices
wow.
were limited. And I mean really limited.
Wow.
Grocery stores would have only one brand of canned fish. Getting a pair of Levi's jeans was equivalent to getting your hands on the latest iPhone release before it hit the shelves.
Really?
And if you wanted something specific, well, good luck. Eat what you have or don't eat at all, said every single post-Soviet era parent to their children.
Wow.
Speaking of food, cuisine choices were mostly limited to Russian food with occasional Georgian or Uzbek dish.
I don't even know what Russian food contains of.
Then some sushi and Chinese food places started popping up. In comparison, in Toronto, I can find Thai, Ethiopian, Mexican, Brazilian, Korean, French food, sometimes even all on the same street. It's surreal. Till this day, I cannot stop.
Hey, listen, we don't have a lot of them in the UK. In the UK, you can get Thai, you can get Chinese mainly, like Chinese is everywhere, Indians everywhere, Italians everywhere, but pretty much like there's not many Mexican places. There's none like Ethiopian or Brazil or whatever she was saying.
I've been amazed by trying a little bit of every country without leaving Toronto. The same goes for entertainment, like concerts and shows. International artists tour Canada all the time. I've seen some of my favorite bands, artists, musicals, and theater performances here. In Russia, unfortunately, access to certain performances can be very limited, especially these days due to restrictions, politics, or simply not being on the tour map.
I bet barely any happens in Russia nowadays.
Continuing on this topic of having access to things, accessibility also plays a huge role in everyday life in Canada. And I don't just mean ramps and elevators for those who need them. There is also free public Wi-Fi, well-maintained roads.
Oh, that's good. I feel like that's what we're slacking in the UK. Our public Wi-Fi, we don't really have much of. And if you do get it somewhere, it's terrible.
Clear signage, public libraries with computers, musical instruments, and 3D theaters, as well as free sports facilities. Everything is designed to provide access to any activity you like. In Russia, every day you are challenged with a small battle. Like keeping shoes clean is a constant battle.
Really?
In winter, sidewalks are rarely cleaned properly, and in summer, dust and dirt get everywhere. Every night I used to wash my shoes. In Canada, winter walkways are cleared, and road drainage systems actually work, making life so much safer.
Look, I honestly absolutely love the neighborhood layouts of Canada. Like, it makes me so jealous. Like, yeah, UK, like the UK neighborhoods aren't too bad. You can get some nice ones, but like they just don't look, or like you don't get the same vibe. I'm telling you, it's mainly because you've got the yard, the sidewalk, then another grass area. That's what I love the most about it.
It's more convenient. I don't have to walk like a penguin, not to sleep and fall in winter. Of course, Canadian infrastructure is far from perfect, and there are countries that receive much more snow and handle it much better than Canada. But if I take a step back and compare it to my previous life, life in Canada is designed to be smooth and convenient. In short, you can see where your tax is going. Now, one thing I think is important to highlight is that I'm not from Moscow. Life there is quite different from the rest of Russia. I come from Tyumen, a city with a population of about 800,000 people. So we didn't get to enjoy many of the benefits that people in the capital city did. The moment you leave Russia's capital, things start to look much bleaker. Tyumen is a Siberian city, where temperatures can sometimes drop as low as -40 degrees. So one would think that infrastructure in such a cold city would be engineered to handle extreme temperatures. Yet, water pipe ruptures and unscheduled maintenance are common.
Oh my God!
As a result, hot or cold water can be shut off for a week or two, sometimes even 2 or 3 times a year. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is, you just deal with it by keeping clean water in buckets and heating water on the stove. If you have the money, you can install your own water heater. In Canada, I've never experienced a water outage, knock on wood. At the beginning of this video, I told you that the first thing I started associating Canada with was the smell of detergent. I couldn't quite put my finger, or rather my nose, on it. In Canada, houses have dryers that vent directly outside, and since Canadians commonly use scented fabric softeners, the smell of fresh laundry lingers in the air.
Really?
That's the scent I never imagined associating with Canada. And you know...
Wait. You could genuinely walk through a Canadian neighborhood and just smell detergent? Damn, you guys are a very clean country. Wow, I don't think I've ever walked past a house that smelled detergent.
Doing laundry in Canada is much easier than in Russia. I'm not even joking. Having a washer and dryer combo is something I now can't live without. It saves so much time. Back in Russia, most apartments simply aren't built for dryers. Instead, people commonly hang their clothes to dry on strings.
People still do that in the UK. Like, quite a few people. I still know quite a few that still do that. But a lot of people in the UK do have a washer dryer. I've got a washer dryer. My mum has a washer, not a dryer though, so my mum does hang her... Does she? I know my sister hangs clothes. But yeah, like, it's like kind of 50-50 really, like if you got a washer, dryer, or if you're hanging clothes.
And when you air dry clothes, you have to iron them a lot more, which is why one of the most common images of a Russian housewife is her constantly ironing.
Wow.
Another huge convenience in Canada is HVAC in buildings.
What's HVAC?
In Russia, this is what a facade of an office building can look like. Most buildings are old and weren't built with HVAC ducts in mind.
What's
so people
HVAC?
install split AC systems.
Oh,
then,
AC?
in summer, they blast them at full power, trying to cool as much square footage as possible because air conditioners are expensive. In Canada, once again, everything is designed for a comfortable life.
Right.
Air supply is regulated through ducts.
We don't have this in the UK, man. Like right now, I'm sat here, I'm sweating. Sweating. To be fair, I do have an AC now. And this is absolute heaven when it's on. But obviously, because I've got neighbors and I live in the UK and they're very close to me, if I have the AC on with the window wide open, they'll be able to hear me right now screaming and stuff. Well, I'm not really that loud, but yeah, I like to keep it closed when I'm doing YouTube or Twitch streams.
That run across each floor, circulating.
But when I'm not, like as soon as this video is done, boom, that's going on.
Properly heated or cooled air throughout the building. Because of that, it's never too hot in the summer or too cold in the winter. I can just set the temperature on the thermostat
AC
and forget about it.
so nice.
What else? In Canada, I don't have to carry cash. Everything is tap and go, even in the smallest, most remote towns. Meanwhile, in Russia, many places still...
Then again, though, the Canadian cash, like, I've seen it. It does look really cool. I definitely would. But then again, I'm not from Canada. It'll be different. Did I just hit a button? Wait, why have I just go small? Oh, my bad. Yeah, maybe it's because I'm from the UK, and if I was Canadian, then I wouldn't think it's that cool. But I think Canadian, I don't know, do you guys think your own money's cool? I think Canadian money is super cool. I definitely would carry around some cash. 100%.
Still prefer cash, and some services don't accept card payments. When I got my first job, I remember the odd feeling I had when my boss asked me when I planned to take my vacation. Was this a test of my commitment and dedication? What now seems like a completely normal question felt strange to me at the time. I think I responded with something like, I'll plan around my workload to make sure we meet all deadlines.
Okay.
But it wasn't a test. My boss actually encouraged me to take some time off so I could rest and enjoy the summer.
Use your vacation days, please.
In Canada, I can take personal time off without any explanation. In fact, it's no one's business why I'm taking time off.
Yeah, you can in the UK.
However, the work culture demands commitment, dedication, and selfless hard work. Long hours are the norm, and the line between work and personal time is often blurred.
Really?
I remember my Russian colleagues staying late at the office just because their boss was still there. They didn't have actual work to do, but they were afraid of appearing like they had a light workload, so they pretended to be busy, creating the illusion of diligence and obedience.
What?
Now this behavior seems so absurd to me. And finally, I cannot not mention Canada's nature.
Oh, okay, yeah, this is the big one. This is the big one that Canada just absolutely destroys the UK on. Your nature is absolutely beautiful and unreal. Unreal. Like the UK, we've got some nice places like the Lake District and stuff, but it's nothing like Canada, man.
Due to climate similarities, the flora and fauna in Canada and Russia are very similar. Unfortunately, in Russia, there is not much regard for the environment, neither from the government nor the people. But in Canada, enjoying nature is easy. Parks and campsites are protected and well maintained with strict rules in place. Thanks to Canada's relatively small population and limited land development, there is an abundance of wild nature, which makes people from all over the world envy Canadian parks. Canadians are spoiled by their parks.
Look at that, bro.
Canada is a very...
The mountains are just unbelievable. Like, they really are. I actually can't wait to see it in person.
Very beautiful country, and people work hard to preserve its beauty. So this is just one of the many things I really appreciate about Canada. When I look at this long list of things, I realize just how much my perception of normal life has changed over the past few years.
Oh yeah, massively, especially from her coming from Russia as well. Like, even, let's say I moved to Canada, even me going from the UK to Canada will be a massive difference, even though we do have a lot of similarities as well. I
also realized how easy it is to get used to a better life, and how sharp the reminders of the old life can be. We humans often take life's simplest yet most profound gifts for granted, like the warm smile of a stranger on the street, or clean water flowing from a tap, or the quiet presence of someone who cares. We take so many good things for granted, and I hope that after watching this, you'll take a moment to appreciate the little things in your life.
Hell yeah. Really cool though, seeing like the difference between Russia and Canada and stuff, and just learning more about Canada as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this as well. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I do stream every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. There's a link in the description if you guys want to check me out live. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.